Okay, it's now 8:30 p.m. and welcome back to Some Media. This is Friday Night Live with me, ST. And yeah, it's been such a great show so far. We've been having different talking points, so much to talk about. We obviously had a football analysis with Len Moleko. Now, tonight we obviously are discussing Vaya Footwear. And obviously, they obviously... a different brand, if I may call, and I'm going to be speaking to the founder and the owner of this enterprise. You know, we are proud to obviously support our local brands, and yeah. So this is the so-called fashion segment, if I may, and let's welcome obviously Thabang. Thabang, good evening, Mr. Ledwaba.
ST, thank you for having me, and good evening to your listeners.
Yes, you can say salam, dumelang, lika, inda. We have viewers and listeners around the country, around the globe as well. So yeah,
right.
Great stuff, man. Great to have you with us. Now, first things first, before we get to Vaya Footwear, not Ria Vaya Footwear, although it's going to make you fast. Who is Thabang Ledwaba? And obviously, a bit of background of you and your inspiration in coming into the so-called fashion segment.
Yes. So Thabang Ledwaba, I'm actually a co-founder of Vaya Footwear. So Vaya is the brainchild of a gentleman called Thabang Mokopane. So when Thabang Mokopane thought of the idea of trying to push people to move for their goals, so it's not just a shoe. So our brand is more about pushing people to go for their goals, pushing people to push no matter what the circumstances may be at the moment. You just have to push through the current challenges so that you can have goals, set goals, and achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. So when he thought about that Vaya idea, the first person he thought about was me. He invited me on board to work on this project, and so far so good. It's not been an easy road to travel, but we're here.
Now I can see obviously the whole Polokwane Limpopo vibe that you bring in on here. Firstly,
Yes.
obviously, being proudly South African, it represents style barang pumilok shin, as they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
If I can be frank, obviously, being obviously a brand manager and co-founder with your partner in this regard,
Yeah.
obviously the word Vaya is popular in our cases,
It's popular.
wherever we
Yeah.
are.
So
Like,
yeah.
hey, Vaya, I'm
Vaya,
talking
go.
slang, but that is how it is in Kasi. For those who know Kasi, like some of us, me personally,
Yes.
we can relate, and it's important we all understand, because I mean, somebody who doesn't know the slang will wonder, okay, Vaya, like, it's something different, something niche.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, in the case of the sneaker business, it's a word relating to something that's chasing, or you're going after, and as you mentioned,
Going
go
up.
for your dream. Exactly that.
That's basically what we stand for. So hence our website is actually viaforit.co.za. So we're more about reminding people to keep going after their goals, after their dreams. So Vaya is a township slang. Vaya is a township brand. We're actually a brand from Katlehong, and with a little bit of a rural background, because I myself personally I'm from Ramashashani, which is a rural area just outside Polokwane. So
Yes.
like I said,
Mokopane.
even yeah, Mokopane. Well, Mokopane is actually my name, and I'm not I'm not from far away from Mokopane. Yes.
Yes.
So we've been pushing this brand for quite some months now, and things are moving very slow. We are a startup. We're still a startup, and we are backed by a team of 8 people who are there to support us, who are there to help us work on this brand, because we're revitalizing the township economy. So ours is just to push people to go forward. But in order for us to push people to go forward, we need to show people. We need people to see that it's possible. So this sneaker for us, this sneaker is just a reality that, you know what, everything that you want in life, you can get it. As long as you have your target, as long as you have your goals, you can definitely achieve everything you want.
Heads up to my producer there, sharing the images of the one Ria Vaya shoe. Sorry, Vaya shoe rather, called the Triumph.
Yes.
I think it's the Triumph mustard. Ria Vaya,
Yeah.
stop laughing. it's it's actually the Vaya, the Triumph mustard
Yes.
one, and the viewers can also see that in the background as we are speaking. I must say it's so cool, man. It's got that swag, as they say. Now,
Thank
you know, you said you bring the whole Kasi flavor, Kasi vibe. You know, but at the same time, chasing your dreams, realizing something like this is capable, coming from rural backgrounds, from Kasi backgrounds, etc., wherever we come from, being, you know, a proudly South African new and exciting prospect in a shoe brand. Uh,
Yes.
in 2021, how do you feel the business has evolved, and from where you once were, you know, in back in the day, sitting somewhere with the
Yeah.
outies, smoking a guan, saying, "Eish, my gents, yeah, uregno." And today you can say,
Yeah.
"Yeah, Vaya, we are here," you know. So
Oh
from
no,
look at where we
we
are
are
to where
here.
we are. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the one thing that we did with Vaya when we first met up, I mean Temba and I, when we first met up and spoke about this project, we put a whole lot of time and effort on research, which is one thing that I think we sometimes in the Kasi business we lack that. We just want to be in business because we are passionate about, maybe for instance, you're passionate about fashion and you just want to go into fashion and you just start trading without doing your proper research. So we spend months on research. We actually compiled a big file of worth of research, competitor analysis, market analysis, and everything. So it's been a rather, I don't want to say difficult journey. It was difficult in the sense that we didn't have any capital, but we had
Mm.
this information that we know we need to launch this project, to make sure that this project succeeds. So yeah, so we only started working on the physical products and the brand. We only started working after we did some research, and this was back in 2000 last year actually. Yeah, 2020, October 2020. That's where we sat down and we set up the Facebook pages, the Twitter pages, and we started communicating the message. So we didn't have stock at that time because we didn't have budget. So what we did was we relied more. Once we got the samples right, we did the samples. Once we got them right, we started sending these samples to people, our close friends on social media. So what that did is it allowed us to now start taking pre-orders. So we needed to raise money
Mm.
to get stock, and the first batch was actually 50 pairs that we got, and we bought all this stock through pre-orders. So we only sold those pictures. You know, the pictures that we're doing, that was on your slideshow. We actually were selling those pictures actually to people, and we managed to raise enough money to get 50 pairs, and then we just delivered those pairs, and from there it's just been keeping up with demand. There's a whole lot of customers who can attest to this, but we there was a point whereby this year, I think in February, that's where we only got the stock, and immediately when we got that stock, we delivered, and we're out of stock the following week. So we had stock shortage at first, but we kept going because that's what we stand for. We stand for going for it. We kept going. We kept raising money. We kept pushing the brand. And today, as I speak to you right now, I feel like we are at a better. We still a startup business, but we are at a better place than we were 3 months back or even 2 months back. And
Man,
I know,
I
yes.
mean, you're making money with money you don't even have. I mean, that is now South African, and that is, you know, when you are from the
That
wood,
is
my man.
that is the Kasi flavor there. That is the Kasi flavor
Exactly.
there.
I mean,
So
like personally, I grew up in like club town, so I can relate to the whole Kasi vibe. That's why I'm just listening and I'm laughing because I know how it is. And to see, you know, and I'm so happy, man, to see that, you know, starting off from a humble beginning and utilizing, you know, the power of economics, you know, as Ricky Rick says, Tito Moen, Tito Moen, you know, you can utilize this.
yeah,
Look at this. Do a pre-order, and I mean, there are pre-orders on corporates, multinationals do it. Black
true
Friday,
that,
when it
true
comes
that.
to the launch of a PlayStation 5, the launch
Yeah.
of a new mobile phone. Not to obviously name and shame anybody, but using an analogy across the board. Now, this Via sneaker, affordability wise, because, hey, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
sneakers, some people have got walls and walls of sneaker collections.
yeah.
What are they ranging from?
Okay, so the sneakers they go for 1,000 rands, excuse me, 1,000 rand a pair. So the material that we use for this sneaker, it's actually a very expensive material, especially if you can look at the sole. So I'm
The
so
black
happy with your
one.
producer
Look at
fixing the
that black
picture.
one.
Yeah. So you can
Wow.
the material is very, very
Fire for
expensive.
it.
Via for it. So we didn't even afford to get this shoe. Like I said, we didn't have stock at first. We didn't even afford to get this shoe on our hands. But we kept going. We kept that Via mentality to just, you know what?
Man, it's got blue and
Uh,
yellow there. I should be the ambassador for this, you know? Yellow backdrop. Yeah. Hey, look at me now. Yeah, but the
look at
material you're
look at
saying.
Yeah, so the material is it's very expensive, the material for this shoe.
Mm,
Hence the price is actually for a whole lot of people, especially in the Kasi. They might see this picture and say, yo, you're saying you're building a brand for us, but at the same time, you understand we're not in a very good situation with regards to the economy whereby we can actually buy the shoe. We really need the shoe, but it's very expensive. The reason it's so expensive is because we don't want to give you something that is easy to get, something that you can get for 200 rands, and then
mm.
you're not going to value that thing. So we want you to value it. We want you to need it, even if it means raising money for 3 months to get yourself a Vaya shoe. We want it to be something worth a while because we invested a whole lot of research in there, and our business is actually not about the product. Hence this is only our first product, which is the Triumph, right? So already we are in discussion as a team. We are trying to figure out where should we go with the next design. Although people are happy with the Triumph at the moment, yeah,
Mm.
we're working on the design to see where we can go from here.
So it's the same design with four different colors. It's the black and the white, the mustard,
The
lime, and the white. Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
correct. So yeah, there's a
Mm.
whole lot of demand for red, and what I can say is I won't promise anything, but it's on the table. We're discussing it as a team. We'd really love to have a red time sneaker.
No, it's fantastic stuff. Now, I want to find out something. I know obviously you can order online via WhatsApp as well. You can
Yeah.
drop a text and a message. Now, looking at putting up stores
Yeah.
later on, and I want to compare this to obviously your competitor, the likes of,
Yeah.
I think it was Drip, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes,
that
there's
we've seen
Drip, there's
not too.
Batu.
Yeah, yes, yeah, Batu as well, yes. So
Yeah.
obviously, similar backgrounds, similar success
Well,
stories coming from different backgrounds and making it
yes.
to where they are today.
Yeah, so I don't really want to talk about my competitors right now because they have a different vision than we do as Fire.
Now each
But
one has.
each one has their own unique what's this vision. So with regards to humble
Oh,
beginnings,
why
we
I
all
mention the competitors is we have the likes of Batu and Drip. So
yeah,
what's making your brand so different? Because people maybe know Batu and Drip and have seen it so far, those who have,
yes,
and those who've seen
correct.
your brand fine. I mean, it's the first time I'm seeing your brand. Wow, fantastic. I actually want to vie for it. Coming Via now. But the thing is,
Yeah.
what makes Via so different?
Okay, so Via, like I said, Via is not about the product; it's about the message. So there's a couple of things. I remember the first question you asked me was you wanted background story of where I came from. So
Mm,
I've been doing a whole lot of training with regards to marketing in the entrepreneurship SME space, right? I've been training people how to build sustainable businesses for quite some time. I've been doing that from 2016, and most of those projects were actually pro bono. Nobody was paying me anything. It's just the passion that I have to see the township growing, to see people being economically active in the township. So the idea behind Via is not just to Via with your shoes. The Via with your shoes is just the shoe is just an extra for us. So the idea behind the brand, the vision behind the brand is just to create something, a project that will keep people going forward.
mm,
So this shoe is actually just a reminder. It's nothing for us. The shoe is nothing but just a reminder of people of how you can actually go forward if you focus, how you should actually keep pushing yourself, how you should actually have no limits in your mind. So the shoe, even if you look at our media page, yes, we do post the product because people really love the product. We really post the product, but then most of the posts on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, most of that are not about the product. They're more about what we stand for as a brand. We stand for just going for it, and we celebrate individuals who actually go for it.
Fantastic, man. I mean, you know,
Yes.
I can clearly see you got that drive and that fires within you. You know, you can see that is there. Eh? You are
Yeah, you actually
you are
somebody.
taking it. No, it's right. You know, you have to take the bull by the horns, as they say. Now, for people who want to contact you, I mean, I've got your WhatsApp number I see here,
Yes.
and our team as well putting it out on the various different platforms, as you can see below as well. And this is obviously going out live on Facebook, YouTube, and many other platforms as well. Your Instagram page.
It's via_RSA.
So it's VAYA_RSA. Short.
RSA. Yes.
Got that one there, because I'm definitely gonna be doing some shopping tonight. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
Yes.
And also you've got like delivery around nationwide courier services. Obviously, that's not limiting
Yes.
to anyone, right?
Yes.
Awesome stuff, man. Well, anyway, before we go, we'd love to thank you for your time tonight, Thabang, sorry, for taking the time to bring more, how can I say, success stories from the Kasis. I'd love to see many more of these.
Yeah.
Many a times, they show success as, you're wearing a suit with whatever, driving whatever, and you in a corporate.
Yes.
But success
And
can be, look at this definition here. You start off with something, so that means of getting your first order in. Wow. Something to think about.
that
Many of us don't use that.
and actually allow me
Basics.
to actually give a shout out to this person. There's a guy who is
Please.
a friend of mine from
Okay.
Ramashashani in Limpopo. His name is Mecha
Yes.
Sutusa. When
Okay.
we first spoke about Vaya, he was the first guy. I sent him a picture only for him. Like I was asking how he feels about the design, and immediately when I sent this picture to him, he paid immediately. He said, "How much do you want to charge this?" Back then, we were charging 900 rands, and he transferred 900 rands into our account. So the first amount that we got was from that guy, and what that did for us, it gave us a whole lot of excitement. For us, it was not just 1,000 rand; it was a
Click
stamp
on
of
the link
approval. That
below.
you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a stamp on the approval that no, you know what, we've got this. There's one person who believes in us. So there's no way we should stop what we're doing. So we kept pushing, and it's not been easy. We made some difficult sacrifices, and at the end of the day, it was only, I think, this week actually. It was only this week when people started knowing about Vaya through a post that went viral on social media. People started knowing about Vaya, and we got a whole lot of people who came to us to say, we are happy with what you guys stand for. We are happy with where we are, and we want to support you. And we really appreciate what South Africans have done to us. And yeah, everything. I feel like this is a big milestone for us, because our post reached close to 1 million people in just this past week.
It's all about the
Over
love, man.
500,000 people. Yeah, so people are giving us
Wow.
love. People are giving us love, and we really appreciate it. So for us, it's not just a share on Facebook. It's not just one person liking the shoe. It's not just one person. It's the stamp of approval that, you know what, South Africans are saying we are going to vie for it. And
It's landing
for us
home.
to,
That's what it is.
you understand? So for us to see people rocking, willing to rock Via, willing to say yes, and I want to be part of this. There's a whole lot of people who want to be part of the business. There's a whole lot of people who want to just volunteer and help us out,
You
because
know,
they resonate with the message.
coming from Kasi backgrounds, back in the day, it was rocking All-Star, Jack
Yes.
Purcell, or
Uh-huh.
Cavella. And now we want them to be rocking Vaya,
Yeah, and
Sarada.
actually,
That's what it is.
actually, I remember when I was a very, very young man. I think I feel like I've been so economically conscious from a young age, because I remember telling my parents. I know they're watching this. I remember telling my parents that, listen, I had an All Star, but I needed a Lokshen culture, because I had it's a South African brand. So
Yes.
everybody was talking about this Lokshen culture South African brand, and I was so excited to do that. So right now I feel privileged, because I'm one of the few. I'm one of the people who are pushing a South African brand, which is actually making headlines throughout the SADC region, actually, because we have a whole lot of people from Botswana. Botswana has been showing us a whole lot of love. We've got people from Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Swaziland. There's a whole lot of people who are buying into the Via sneaker. And I always remember that moment when my parents bought me that Lokshen culture, the excitement that I got, the hope that I got. the hope that was felt in my body, it actually lived to a point whereby I feel like part of what we're doing now, part of what I'm doing now, is because of that Lokshin culture there. And just to share one last story, I promise. I know I talk a lot, but one last story.
I mean, trust me. There was someone who told me something, listen attentively and keep quiet. The second one, I'm still trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was in 2016, I remember on the 28th of September 2016, there was a point whereby I was doing a tour, an entrepreneurship tour in Germany, in Europe. So while I was touring the streets, after the entire entrepreneurship session, while I was touring the streets, I saw a Foot Locker store, right? So Foot Lockers, they sell sneakers, they sell world-class sneakers. So
Yes.
I because I've been a sneakerhead from a long time, I immediately stepped into that shop to see what they have. And the first thing that caught my attention was a Jordan, a Michael Jordan shoe, right? I don't know if it's a Jordan 10 or what, but it's a Jordan shoe. I still have that shoe. Once I saw that, something in me clicked, because I saw a brand from a black brother all the way in the United States, Brooklyn, United States, right? What I saw was hope. I saw hope in that shoe. And I knew right then that if a black person from the other side of the world can be able to sell a product in Europe, whereas they're not from Europe, then that means it's possible for me to do the same. I know I don't have the athletic talents of Michael Jordan, but I knew then that there's something bigger that I'll be involved in, and that's been my reason for vying for it. And so far, with local deliveries, Johannesburg, Pretoria, all Gauteng deliveries, we decided to do that by ourselves so that we can connect with the people that we push forward. So I've delivered personally, on my personal capacity, I've delivered over 100 shoes, and I've connected with obviously over 100 people. And every time I deliver a shoe, for me, it's not just delivering a shoe, it's planting a seed of hope in this person's mind to say, listen, I'm here, I'm still here, I'm still a startup, but let's go forward. You and I, let's go forward. It might not be
That's
in the
what
shoe
it's
business.
all about. I mean, as they
That's what
say,
it's all
balling like LeBron. But I mean, hey, you never know. We can see Percy Tau at Man City with Vaya, showing them how to Vaya. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Why
that'd be
not?
exciting.
And obviously
trust
me.
it will
I mean,
happen.
and me, of course. So,
Let's see.
yeah, my man.
Yeah, so
Anyway, my brother, that's
yes.
all we have time for, unfortunately, as we are now at 5 minutes to 9 p.m. It's been awesome, and what a great conversation. I'd love to obviously have you in studio, bring some of your stuff here. Yeah, big ups to you and the guys in your team, and
Right.
well, lastly, before I let you go, what words of
Yes.
motivation or inspiration would you like to share with any young aspiring businessman, young aspiring black businessman as well? Irrespective, I don't want to make it about color, but we know,
Yes.
obviously from previously disadvantaged backgrounds, etc.
Yes.
Nevertheless, let's just say young aspiring business people across the board.
What I can
What
tell you is
would you
that
say to them?
what I can say to everyone is that there will always be challenges in everything that you do. There'll always be challenges. So the choice is yours. Whether you keep going for it, or you let the challenges break you. So it's all in your hands. Everything that happens, it's all in your hands. Either go for it, or you let those challenges break you. Thank you.
100%. Thabang, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you soon. And big up to the guys there, all the petty boys that say they're in the north. Okay.
I know my petty boys are watching.
So Morware, Reklawbona nentate. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that is Thabang Ledwaba, obviously, and he's co-founder of a brand called Vaya Footwear. Go check them out, guys. Wow, man, this stuff's so cool, so amazing. What a great success story. Anyway, brings us to 3 minutes to 9. Wow, the time has gone by just like a Formula One. But I don't see the Formula One. Where's the Formula? Yusuf Saib's gone. I don't know. Anyway, from myself and the rest of the team, hoping you had a great evening and enjoyed it as much as we have and enjoyed you. Until the next show, inshallah, take care. Have a good weekend. Be safe wherever you are. Remember asking your du'as as well. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.